The thing I found most surprising about the Harvey Weinstein allegations, the Westminster investigations, and the sheer volume of women taking to social media and using the Me Too hashtag was how unsurprised everybody else was. Of course, they said, the casting couch, it's old as Hollywood itself. Of course, they said, it's basically part of a female staffer's job, isn't it? Sort of trying to push off those pervy backbenchers. And of course, lots of women who came forward were told they were liars, hysterical, or attention seekers. For a situation that no one's surprised about, we seem unable to deal with it and to help the women who need the most support. I know this speech is going to be about a personal and sensitive topic. 1 in 4 women in the UK are survivors of sexual assault or rape. There are more than 4 women in this room. That means I'm probably talking to at least one survivor, and if I'm not, you'll know someone who is, be it friends, family, a partner. There'll be some of you who've never thought about it in that term before, and so will now when you go home think through your female loved ones, the people you work with. It's a situation that lots of people talk about being inevitable, but every time a new wave of women come forward to make their stories heard, we fail them. Why does this happen? I think it happens mainly for 2 reasons, because we can't ever really get a good conversation going about it. Firstly, this isn't a nice topic to talk about. If it's not something that affects you personally, it's not something you want to know about. It's not something you want to talk about. So you talk about something nicer. You find a different thing that you want to fix, which is admirable, absolutely. But it means the issue is then only brought up by the people it does impact. And there's a lot of reasons why you don't want to be the one bringing it up. It gets dismissed as another woman's issue. Or you get told that you've made it up, that it didn't happen like that he wouldn't do that, he's great. There's lots of reasons why women are terrified to come forward. There's a history of shame related to being a survivor, because so many places in our culture, in our media, tell you that it's your fault. We look at film and TV, which tells women that if you were drunk or you were wearing a short skirt, well, that was your fault, wasn't it? There was a stranger following you home because you walked down the wrong alley at night. We hear songs telling you that you know you want it, really. If anyone knows what song that is, it was very annoying a couple of years ago. Regardless of how many times you say no. We also have judges who tell teachers who started inappropriate sexual relationships that they're going to get a reduced sentence because it was with a predatory 13-year-old. His words, not mine. There's so many myths surrounding rape and sexual assault that it's unsurprising that women don't have the confidence to come forward and believe that they will be believed. So how does education come into this? I've been really lucky in that I've had the chance to teach sex ed to school kids with a particular focus on consent sessions. I've taught kids all the way up through secondary school to sixth form as well. The way our consent workshops usually work is they happen in 3 parts. We talk about the legal definition of consent, what it means to consent under the law. Then we talk about sort of cultural ideas and definitions of consent. We talk about programs like Yes Means Yes that happens in California. Then we talk about busting those rape myths. We give young women and young men the power over their own narratives, the power to listen when their friends talk to them about something terrible that's happened, to listen without judgment, and to know that there are people who will listen and who will believe them. Listening to grown-ups talk about these situations can be exhausting, can make you feel hopeless. Theresa May's handling of her chief whip, who kept allegations as a method of coercion over his MPs, was difficult to read and could be quite disheartening. But the best way to counter that for me is teaching a class of 14-year-old boys who, when you talk about consent, look at you and go, well, yeah. who, when you tell them about, you know, different scenarios and get them to talk through it, go, obviously that's wrong. I can't believe anyone who'd think that was okay. You'd never get away with doing that. That brings back so much hope. In a world where people talk about sexual violence to women as something that's always been and inevitably will always be, education is the most powerful tool we have to actually be able to beat this beast. Thank you very much.